Welcome back to the dojo, everybody. This is True Talk with TRUMOTION, where a couple of guys talk about how to make the world a better place and hopefully make your day a little bit better in the process. My name is Mark, followed by my co-host Stephen.
Hello there.
All right, again, now you are seeing us instead of just
If they're on YouTube,
if you're on YouTube, if you're still just on iTunes, well, too bad. You can just listen to us.
Some people like just listening to us.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Like my dad says, he's got a face built for radio.
Oh man,
and like you said, you've got that voice made for print.
That's right.
Yep. I hadn't heard that one until you said it, so I thought that was funny.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah. But it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. But all right, well, it's been another good week in the dojo. This is kind of, well, technically, this is the first time they're seeing us run this, but we did run a trial mini episode that we may or may not release.
It's going to the vault. It's not going to see the light of day.
Not yet, at least.
We've said some insane things that I didn't want to put our faces to.
Exactly. So you may or may not see it. I thought it was a fantastic episode, but
it was a good one.
Yeah,
good impromptu episode.
Absolutely. We were working out all the kinks with this new video stuff, and we finally did it. It didn't take quite as long as it did to get on iTunes.
Honestly, it was more of the mental battle rather than the physical one.
Yeah, absolutely.
They say the hardest step is just getting started.
Yes, and we did not procrastinate as much as we used to.
That's right.
So that good for us. Yay, pat on our back. All right, but it's been a good week. Anything special going on with you this week?
No, just been a week. I've been here every day, it seems. So
yeah, it's been one of those. Just like it's not been a bad week. It's not been like an extraordinary week. It's been one of those very good, consistent.
It's been a consistent week.
No drama, honestly, no issues.
Having people consistently show up.
Yes,
I can tell that summer's right there. It's a few weeks away.
It's right on the cusp.
But I have a good feeling about summer because I know we have a lot of people that take time off.
Yeah,
but I think a lot of people will stick around.
I don't think it's going to be as much as normal.
Double down their training.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I made the comment to the teens, adults that summertime's coming up, but we're still open. So let's make sure that if you have that time, come on in, work out. You know, we've got a gym.
Yeah, absolutely. As you can see,
we have a gym.
Yeah. So
it's well used.
Yeah, honestly, it really is. Yeah. A lot of times when you get stuff like that,
collects dust.
Yeah, and you don't ever use it, but like a lot of the kids love to use it. The adults like to use it. It's been a great addition to the dojo.
That's right.
I mean, we use it
all the time.
So, and normally that's the only people that do use it is like the instructors. So a lot of times instructors will put things in their dojo because they think other people use it. But then they're the only ones that use it. So, or they don't use it at all. Nobody uses it. So, but yeah, no, it's been a good week in the dojo. Also, I know I'm a obviously big Eagles fan. So we had the schedule released on Wednesday for the NFL season.
Oh, wow.
So that was a very big deal in our household. I was getting text messages right when it was released. Shannon was not very happy, because the Eagles' schedule sucks.
It sucks? Yes. How does it suck?
Well, first off, I think they're one of the only teams that does not have back-to-back home games at all through the whole year.
Ooh.
They have 2 times where they have back-to-back away games.
Oh, wow.
But no back-to-back home games. For a defending Super Bowl champ, that's pretty crappy.
Yeah.
Plus, they're the only team in NFL history to have to play 10-plus games against last year's playoff teams.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I think the NFL hates the Eagles.
Well,
that's all right. Well, there's a shirt that says no one likes us and we don't care. So
no one likes us and we don't care.
Yep. Absolutely. So we kind of got our borderline vacation stuff figured out. We wanted to go in September. Not going to happen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. More so for Shanna. I feel bad for her because if she doesn't use her PTO, she loses her PTO.
Use it or lose it kind of deal.
And it's one of those where it ends in September. So
that's a weird month to end it in.
I know.
It's December or January is the rollover time.
Yeah, not for them. Their stuff is weird. So
Unbelievable.
But yeah, no, and we also have a wedding we're going to that's throwing a big kink in everybody's, and I'm going to let them know about it. I'm like, you guys are screwing up everything. Wow. You and your silly wedding.
You're going to speak up if anybody has any objections to them.
Yeah, I'm going to be like,
are you for real?
You guys need to get married a month earlier or later, please.
Yeah. And it's like, well, you're here.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I think Shanna's probably going to like read me the riot act or something. So,
oh, wow.
But yeah, we wanted to actually go on the season opener where they play the Cowboys and they release unveil the banner.
Right.
Yeah, Shanna really wanted to go until she looked how much the tickets cost.
Yeah, those are expensive.
Like, I really don't want to go anymore. Yeah.
You can see it on TV.
Yeah, definitely seeing it on TV. Yeah, we priced the tickets. When we went last year, we looked at our same seats. They were almost 3 times as much. Yeah. They were like almost $1,400 a ticket. A ticket. Wow. And I'm like,
does it come with a football? Does it come with a helmet? Are you just playing the game too?
Exactly. I mean, I don't know. And wow. So we're like, yeah, we're not going to that game. So, but it looks like we are going, and Maya bought the tickets last night. We're going to the Broncos Eagles on, I believe, October 4th.
Oh, wow.
So that'll be a good game. Hopefully, I'm hoping for a blowout. I really want a blowout. Those are so much fun to go to. I don't even care. But that's just me. Because 2 out of the 4 games we've been to so far have been like last minute, down to the last minute. So 1 we won, 1 we lost. So I don't want any more close games.
You don't want close games?
I want blowouts.
You don't like the thrill of wondering if you're going to win or lose?
No, not at all. I just want to have them just destroy the other team, and then
want it to be like, oh, this is boring. They're up by 30 points.
Oh, it's never boring when they're up by 30 points.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Time to talk or something, or
like the Super Bowl was the greatest game ever. 34-0. Yeah, it was fantastic. So, or 34-6 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. Plus, Maya starts talking a lot of trash. The Eagles fans start talking a lot of trash.
I like that one Super Bowl with the Patriots Falcons. That was 27-3,
and then they came back.
Yeah,
that was a great game. Even though I didn't like either team, but it was impressive to watch.
Yeah,
because nobody's ever done anything like that.
Wow.
And it's funny because now obviously the game's over and they show a lot of like clips from the other teams, like on the sideline. They all kept saying, "Yeah, just remember the Patriots, 27-3, 20," and it was like, no.
It didn't happen that time.
Nope, did not happen. Whoopsies.
So,
yeah, it's great. But we'll see how the season goes. We're hoping for a good year. That's all we can ask for. But let's move this program right along, and let's get to our Liam's Facts. All right. Last week's question was, what is the largest native carnivore to the UK? And nobody got this.
What?
Yes. Finally stumped everybody.
Stumped everybody.
It is the badger.
The badger?
The badger. Yeah, and that just kind of tells me everything I need to know about the UK.
Yeah.
The largest carnivore is...
Gotta watch out for knife gangs.
Yeah. Big rodent.
Yeah, Jack the Ripper, maybe.
Yeah. I've heard they've got kind of
crumpets.
A knife party problem. So...
Well... When you take the guns away, people find alternatives.
Yeah, that's true. So, but this week's question, oddly enough, another animal question. I don't know why we've been on an animal kick lately.
No, it's fine.
But which bird's eye is bigger than its brain?
Which bird's eye is bigger than its brain?
Yes. So there is a specific type of bird where its eye is bigger than its brain.
Okay.
So let us know in the comments down below or shoot us an email at TrueTalkTuesday@gmail.com. Plus, make sure you like and subscribe to the show. Really, our goal is to try to just spread TruMotion to as many people as we can. And our motto is building better people. And if we can't build them in the dojo, hopefully we can build them online. So make sure you like and share the show. And we love your support. And those of you guys that have supported us already. Thank you to continue to like and support the show. And
thank you.
Yeah, we really, really appreciate it. So it's a lot of fun to do, and it's not as fun as teaching. I mean, teaching's obviously the funnest part.
It's a close second.
It's a close second. So, but moving on to our top 5 list. All right, this week's top 5 is top 5 food condiments.
Top 5 food condiments.
Yes.
Wow.
Now, real quick, it's not on my list because I didn't know if it was technically a condiment or not. But would mayonnaise be a condiment?
Yes.
Okay. I like mayonnaise, but
or is it a sauce?
Yeah, but like our sauce is
a condiment or a sauce
or a smoothie, as Paige pointed out.
I don't know.
So, it's one of those weird things. You either like mayo or you don't like mayo. I like some mayo, and it's really good to mix with things to make things better, in my opinion. But like mayo by itself, probably not. You know,
I can get eggs a better way.
Yeah, eggs and oil.
Mm-hmm.
But I think mayo combined with things is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as Guy Fieri from the Food Network calls it, it's food lube.
Yeah, sandwich lube.
So, but what do you got for your top 5?
My top 5 is ketchup, peanut butter.
I forgot about peanut butter.
Jelly.
Okay.
Because you can just put 2 condiments together and apparently call it a sandwich.
This is true. Yeah.
But, there are also things you can put on other things. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Dill pickles. Is that a condiment or a topping? It's probably a topping.
I would call it a topping, but I'd accept it. I'd accept it.
Because relish is a condiment.
Yeah, so just pickles in a different form.
Yeah, so dill relish.
Dill relish.
Not sweet relish.
You're more of the savory?
I do like savory.
Gotcha. Shanna's more of the savory type, too. Yeah.
And then, what is aioli? Is aioli a mustard or a mayonnaise? Or is it a combination?
I consider aioli more of a mayonnaise, but I think it's more of what you mix it with.
Yeah. It's like a garlic aioli.
Yeah, I just call it garlic mayonnaise.
It's basically a seasoned mayonnaise.
Yeah, that is perfect explanation for it. Seasoned mayonnaise.
Aioli is a seasoned mayonnaise.
Yeah, so if you put mustard seed in, it's mustard aioli.
There we go. If you put garlic in, garlic aioli.
There you go. Seasoned mayonnaise.
There we go. Seasoned mayonnaise is really good.
Perfect explanation.
And then a couple runners up are the everything bagel seasoning.
Okay, yeah.
You shake that on things.
Yeah.
Mustard is a runner up. I don't necessarily like mustard. I don't dislike mustard.
Yeah, but not.
I don't put it on everything.
Yeah, that's
true.
I
put it on hot dogs.
That's it?
Hot dogs, essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll put it with my fried potatoes.
That'd be good.
But I'm more of a ketchup. I think I have like a lycopene deficiency or something. I just love tomato.
This is true. We did have that
I need more iron.
Yeah. All right. Well, those are any other runners up?
I mean, maybe olive tapenade, some little spread on there.
Yeah.
Put that on bruschetta toast or whatever.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I mean, sautéed mushrooms I love those.
Yeah, those aren't a condiment.
Those are a topping.
Those are definitely sautéed mushrooms are really good.
They are good.
Yeah, anything with you could put sautéed mushrooms on anything and it'd taste good.
Yeah, and then anything that's been like spiced. Like make it a little spicy, like hot honey, hot ketchup, hot ranch.
Have you ever had hot ketchup?
I have, yeah.
Because at least the brand we got was not very hot.
Yeah.
It's like lukewarm.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely spicier than regular ketchup. Yeah, but it's not, I wouldn't classify it as spicy.
Mm-hmm. You have to make your own. You basically take sriracha and ketchup.
Oh, and just mix it?
Sriracha is another condiment that I enjoy a lot. It's probably replacing relish. That's my top 5.
Yeah, because you like the heat.
I like sriracha and heat and hot sauce and things like that, yeah.
Sriracha.
Not really into the really sweet barbecue or mustards, really. But again, I put them on selective things.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. Well, I got for a couple of runners up, blue cheese.
Oh man, blue cheese.
Yeah, really, blue cheese is like salads and wings.
That's right.
That's why it was a runner up because
it helps the vegetables go down.
Yeah, I don't really use it for like a lot of things, but I think it's really good, and that's a lot of people will argue with me on that. I don't care. whatever. It's you get mold in your cheese. Like it tastes fine. So, and it's intentional mold, not like you left it out.
It's good mold.
It's good mold. Barbecue sauce.
Okay.
That's a runner-up.
Now, what kind of barbecue sauce? Do you like the really hickory stuff, smoky, or do you like sweet?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
So as long as it's like, man, this tastes good. If it's spicy, great. If it's smoky, great. If it's sweet, great. Like
if it's well done,
if it's a well done barbecue sauce, it's good. And plus, I think it's very versatile.
Okay.
So it's like, and you could put barbecue sauce on burgers. Yeah. You can put. I don't put any sauce on steaks.
That's right.
Like, no steak sauce.
Yeah.
If you have to sauce your steak is not cooked.
You're not doing your steak right.
The only sauce I will put on steaks is that sauce I talked about in the previous show where I made it for Shannon one year, and that's like basically what sealed the deal with her saying yes to marrying me. So, yeah, but it's not like your typical sauce like you make it. Okay. So, but those are runners up. I've got ranch.
Ranch
is one of those versatile things.
So you like blue cheese and ranch?
I do. I don't necessarily dislike one or the other, but I will prefer blue cheese over ranch for wings.
For wings. But for a lot of other things, you take ranch.
Yeah, like I will pour ranch on like a burger, but I won't put blue cheese on
You'll do a ranch burger.
Yeah. Well, let me rephrase. I've had the like blue cheese like crumbles on burgers, but that's not, I would consider that a topping, not a condiment.
I get that.
So... Plus, like you can use ranch for pizza. You can use ranch for fries. My opinion, very versatile.
It's very versatile.
Yeah. Hot sauce. I like hot sauces. Probably one of my favorite ones right now is that Cloud 23.
I've had that one.
Yes. Good. It's got enough heat, but it's not like
you're not having to wave air onto your tongue.
Exactly. Or it doesn't ruin the food.
Right.
Like I don't mind heat, but if it's like overpowering to where it's like you can't taste anything afterwards or you can't like eat much afterwards, not my thing.
Right.
So I like mustards.
Okay.
Because again, mustards are pretty versatile. Have you ever had mustard with your ham?
I've had mustard with meat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Mustard.
I prefer horseradish.
I like horseradish with like prime rib.
Yeah.
So, but if I'm having like ham, like I'll use a mustard or like a stone ground or
a Dijon,
a horseradish mustard. Yeah. A horseradish mustard's way good.
That is good. Yeah.
Yeah. Fry sauce.
Oh.
Yep. Utah thing.
We live in Utah. Yep. You just outed us.
I know. I love fry sauce. Again, it's like a combination of two good things, like mayo and ketchup, and then you get this.
Oh, you could do spicy fry sauce too.
Yeah, you could. And the one thing I like about most of these is you can change them.
Yeah.
So if you want to add flavors to them, they complement those flavors. So fry sauce is good. And then obviously you got to have ketchup on there.
Ketchup. Now, what color of ketchup?
Red.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. I've never had green
Just wondering if you were the people that bought like the multicolored ketchups when they were popular.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Was that a thing?
Oh, yeah. It was like in the early 2000s. People were making like green ketchup and purple ketchup.
That's just weird.
Kids liked it.
Yeah, I can see kids liking it. It's interesting how we associate foods with colors.
That's right.
Like, would it taste like an orange if it's not the color orange?
I took a psychology class, and the teacher literally did that. She took different beverages and colored them not their original color, and then obviously no labels, and told the class, like, okay, sample this. Write down what do you think it tasted like. And she put orange food dye into a Sprite, and people were like, oh, this is like orange Fanta.
Yeah.
Gullible.
Yeah, even though it had zero orange in it, except the coloring.
That's right.
So I saw a video. Oh, my gosh. This guy who asked his friend, he goes, spell the color orange.
Oh, man.
And he goes, well, the color of the fruit. And the guy's like, are you serious? And then he just got up and started laughing. He goes, no, I'm asking a serious question.
I'm asking a question.
He was very, very adamant on they were two different spellings. I was like, oh, geez, we're doomed. But
that's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. But let us know what your top 5 condiments are. If we forgot one that's glaringly obvious or not. I don't know. I think our list was pretty
Give
encompassing.
us ones to try. We need, obviously, to expand our horizons.
I love, like, sauces and condiments. Shanna, another good one is sweet Thai chili sauce.
Oh, man, yeah.
Just thinking about it. Should have been a runner-up.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, Shanna always harasses me about sauces. I like them. Like, our door
Life's
drawers
better
on our
with sauces.
Yeah, our door trays on our fridge, it's all sauces. Mm-hmm. She's like, you don't even use half of these. I was like, but when I do, I'll have one.
I mean, we didn't even go into, like, salsas.
Yeah, salsas, that'd be
that's a thing.
Is that a condiment?
Yeah, you put salsas on burritos. And
this is true.
Tacos.
Or you just eat it.
We didn't even go
with chips.
With chips.
Yeah.
It's a sauce.
Yeah.
It's a chutney and it's like a condiment or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, salsas would have been a good one too.
We should do that for next time, maybe.
Or yeah, what are good things to dip?
Dipping things.
Dipping sauces.
Because most sauces you just pour it over the top as condiments.
Mm-hmm. This is true. Very true. So already we're thinking about new stuff.
Just
so
full of ideas here.
Full of ideas. But let us know what you guys think. Again, if we missed one, we didn't get one, whatever, we'll see. But moving on to our Ask a Sensei. All right, question number 1. If you had to bring 5 people to help get you out of a biker bar fight, who would you choose? 5 anybody.
5 anybody?
5 anybody.
Wow. I would bring any wrestlers that I know and the TRUMOTION staff and Jason Sells. And I don't know a lot of people that I think are like would help me get out of a fight, but you know, maybe like Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
I think since, you know, he does a lot of stuff, and obviously we've got well,
let me rephrase. What would your like dream team be? And then what would your people you actually know be? Like, okay, I can actually call these people and I think they'd help me get out of it.
Well, the people I actually know are the ones I mentioned, the TRUMOTION staff.
Yep. And
the extended TRUMOTION family.
Yes.
But my dream team would probably be man, I'm running into a blank, but it's like
I'll go with
probably
mine.
Michael Jai White.
Yeah.
All these actors that are actually proficient in martial arts.
Yes. So I'll tell you my dream team, or at least most of them. Then hopefully that'll give you some ideas. So I would pick like Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
Because obvious reasons, very, very big and strong.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably go with John Jones for obvious reasons. Mm-hmm. I'd probably go with Brian Shaw. If you don't know who Brian Shaw is, that is a ginormous human being. I mean, it was a toss-up between him and that Thor Bronk, like the guy that played the Mountain on Game of Thrones. So that's 3. Then I'd probably go with Chuck Norris in his prime. Not Chuck Norris now. Nothing against you, Chuck, but you're like pushing 80, I think.
You could stop the fight.
Just by showing up. Yeah.
People are like, oh, it's Chuck Norris.
My last one, I'd probably want, probably like a legit fighter. Like, well, I don't want to say legit fighter because I had John Jones on there. But I like your Michael Jai White throw in. I think he could really throw down if he had to. My practical team.
This is who's in your contact list.
Yeah, where I'd be like, okay, we're good to go. Obviously, Master Martin, Jason Sells. I'd probably have to go with Master Lenton because he's scrappy.
Yep.
I'd probably say, probably Donovan because he's former cop.
Right.
Not afraid to.
He's been there.
To mix it up.
Done that.
Yep, exactly. And then I don't know him like super, super well, but I do have contact with him. The guy that ran the tactical gun class, Max Ledesma. Former Navy SEAL.
Nice.
I think those would be my top 5.
Okay, cool.
So,
cool.
Or at least people I'd be like, hey, they live mostly in Utah. Jason doesn't live in Utah, but I'd be like, hey, guys, like, I'm in a pickle at this bar. I need you to come help me. Mm-hmm. They'd be like, all right, I'll be there in 20 minutes. So definitely think that would be
you got a lot more names there. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I would hope so. I definitely think most of them would show up.
Yeah.
I mean,
we definitely have that good attitude.
Yeah. Like if someone needs help,
someone needs help, we help them.
Yeah. They know who to call.
That's right.
Instead of Ghostbusters, they call us.
That's right.
When there's something strange in your neighborhood.
Yep.
Yeah. Who are you going to call? TRUMOTION.
There you go.
And that's it. But all right, moving on to our next question. If you could choose any one thing from science fiction to exist in the real world, what would it be?
What?
Yes.
Any one thing from science fiction.
Now you've seen in a science fiction movie where you're like, that would be cool. What would it be?
Do you want the answer that's like smart or the answer that's what I want?
What you want. You can give both.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah, you can do both, but I think it's more of like, what would you want?
I think having the powers of the Force and lightsabers would be really cool.
Yeah, lightsabers would be awesome.
There are obviously a lot of mistakes would be made, and I probably wouldn't have my arms at this point.
Yeah.
I would, yeah.
You'd be messing around and be like, oh,
I'd be looking into it and be like, is this the right way?
Yeah.
And it'd be
like
over.
Luke, the most powerful weapon in the world, and he looks down the barrel.
Yeah. But in reality, I think the smart thing to pick, the most beneficial thing to pick, would be the healing powers from the movie Elysium. The healing beds.
Yes. Okay.
So, science fiction. Poors are down on the earth. Rich are up in the rings on the Elysiums. And it's like, oh, they want to get up there to heal their problems.
Yeah. Basically heals anything.
It basically keeps people immortal.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
That's what came to my mind. What comes to your mind? Or you've thought about this?
I have, but I haven't at the same time. Yeah. Because I've thought, like, listening to you, I was like, dang, that lightsabers would be cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be way cool. Have you seen that video where it's like, if people really knew how to use lightsabers, and he goes to hit and he turns it off, and then he starts it and it hits the guy? I'm like, why hasn't anybody done that?
Yeah.
So I think lightsabers would be cool, but like flying cars, I think would be cool. Like teleportation devices would be cool. I think practicality wise, like you were saying, like something that heals people like instantly. Or I don't know if you've ever watched the show Altered Carbon.
I've seen that.
Yes, where it's
a weird show.
Yeah, it's a little creepy.
So where people are existing as little microchips that are implanted in the back. Your personality's a SIM card.
Yep. So your entire being, or your quote unquote soul, is this microchip, and if anything happens to your physical, they call them sleeves. Your physical body, they just pull it out and then put it in another one.
Yep.
I think that'd be weird.
Yeah, it's something my little mind can't comprehend.
Yeah.
That in reality, but
again, science fiction.
We already have plastic surgery and people that are trying to be different.
Yeah, but this really makes you different.
Is like, I can be anybody I want.
Exactly.
I can buy a body and then put myself in there.
Yeah. And again, it's like one of those things where in the process of the show, they, the rich basically live forever because they end up making clones of themselves. And
that's right.
It's an odd concept, but I definitely think practicality wise, something that heals people like those healing beds from Elysium would be really
They're probably better ideas. That was just the first thing that popped into my mind.
Yeah. And that's what
cloning would be a fun feature too. Like safe cloning of people would be great.
Yeah, then there'd be no need for
I could have
reproduction.
That's right. I mean, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
But I think it's like, you have somebody with all these knowledges. You can clone them, so then their clone basically relives the same life with all the memories.
Yes.
Or something, how it works.
Yeah. But I was thinking like, teleportation from like Star Trek, beam me up.
The gun from Fifth Element. That one. The one with all the different features.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, lightsabers would be cool. Flying cars would be cool.
Flying cars, spaceships would be really cool.
But if you had teleportation devices, you wouldn't need flying cars. You'd just
you'd have to find where do you want to teleport. You have to know the destination.
Yeah,
so you need to have gone there before,
or they just have one, and you know the code, or they send you the code. Yeah, all sorts of weird stuff.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but let us know what you would think.
What would you like to see?
Yeah, what would you like to see from sci-fi to actually be a real thing? But moving on to our last question, if animals had evolved just as human beings, evolved just as fast as human beings, what would be the dominant species on Earth? Do you think humans would still be the dominant species?
Are humans the dominant species now? Yes.
Yeah.
But you're saying that if animals had the same mental traits,
I would say cognitive ability. Yeah.
That we developed over X number of years of trial and error.
That's where it sets us apart, not our physical traits. No, for sure.
We're little flesh bags. Physical traits.
Yeah, we're very, very frail in the grand scheme of things.
Ants would be the dominant factor.
Do you think ants would be the dominant species?
If they still have that colony thing. Here's the thing: the cognitive ability has helped us spread out, but also makes us conflict with each other. Ants, they're all loyal to their queen.
Yes.
If they were all as smart as people, would they still be as loyal?
No. I don't think so.
They would be like, oh, why can't I be queen?
Yeah.
I'm going to go over here. I don't want to gather this. I want to do that.
Yes. I think
so. Maybe that would cause them to tear apart and end up being replaced by something else. Probably wasps. I think if wasps were as smart as people, we would be dead.
That's interesting to think of because I wasn't thinking
because wasps are just, they don't have as much order, but they do have hives and whatnot.
They do have some sort of hierarchy,
but they're more like just hunter killers. They're like, let's go out and kill things today. Oh,
do wasps die after they sting something? They just that's the difference between them and bees.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. I automatically go to things that have already been shown in sci-fi, like apes. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a pretty easy one to grasp.
Yeah, because they've clearly done it in Hollywood. Yeah, and also in comic books like Grodd. The extremely smart gorilla from Batman.
That's sci-fi, though.
That is sci-fi.
Yep.
That would be scary.
Okay.
If you had a group full of apes that were as smart as humans.
They develop an ape government.
Or the ability to make tools.
Like good tools.
Yeah, I mean they have primitive tools,
right?
Like rocks.
They have an ape blacksmith.
Yeah, but they can forge and fashion tools. That would be scary.
Yeah,
because remember when we did the comment about the 100 people versus one gorilla?
That's right.
The only reason why I think the humans would win was their ability to strategize. Now you combine that with gorilla's ability to strategize or ape's ability to strategize, we'd be in trouble. We'd be in major trouble. Or the only thing that I would say that would be interesting but would never happen would be like marine life.
Marine life?
Yeah, because they're huge and
like whales?
A lot of them, but once you go on land, not much you can do. But since our planet is majority water,
maybe the land part would be desolate because all the technology and stuff would be underwater now.
Yeah,
because that would be interesting. Genius octopi, that are making these things underwater that basically like life exists down there.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see. But I definitely think. Insects are probably one of the scariest ones because of the number of them.
That's what I was thinking.
The number of insects. But my goodness, that would be... Yeah, I would... If I had again, going back to gorillas, if there was a gorilla that was smart enough to strategize and fashion tools, That would be terrifying because apes are very, very smart in encompassing to the animal kingdom. Like they've learned how to, like Coco the gorilla could sign. Like she could tell people what she liked, didn't like, what she wanted to do, all that stuff. And we all know how strong they are. That would be terrifying. I mean, shoot, with Planet of the Apes, when one of them learned how to talk, they ran amok. So, very interesting concept for sure. So, but do you think we would still be the dominating species if animals evolved just as much as humans in terms of like cognitive ability? Because clearly animals have evolved stronger than humans. Yeah. So,
different traits.
It's
also the timing.
Yeah.
Like, clearly we're the smartest right now.
Yeah.
But obviously you can see that the gorilla, Coco, that can sign, pretty smart for a gorilla.
Absolutely. That kind of brings the question,
so
would you rather
does that trait get passed down to Coco's offspring? And then now there's 4 smart gorillas.
Because she was a female. I don't know if she ever had any babies.
Us humans, we're pretty good at like, oh, that's a special one. Let's lock them up.
Yeah. For better or worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you guys think. If that would be a thing, or if it wouldn't be a thing, or if it is a thing. I don't know. Let us know. But moving on to our fight scene. Obviously, clearly, we're still working on the kinks of this. So
what? We're perfect. They don't know. They don't know what we just did.
Maybe there's a blooper. Maybe there's not. But moving on to our fight scene. This week, we have Raiden from the Mortal Kombat series versus Aang, the last Avatar. God, don't even get me started on that. If you've never seen The Last Airbender movie, just don't. The character's name is Aang. Everybody knows it. But then the movie calls him Ong. After that, it's all downhill. The movie stinks. I normally don't hate a lot of movies. I definitely do not like that one. It was just terrible. Just terrible. The Last Airbender series on Netflix, way better. Lot better. But the movie, just save yourself the agony and misery. Just don't do it. But we've got Raiden. He's one of those, what is he, a mystical?
He's the Thunder God.
Thunder God, which is interesting because Thor's the same thing. He's the Thunder God.
I was thinking that you would do Raiden and Thor, so this is an interesting twist.
Yeah. I was thinking about it, and it's because they are both technically, quote unquote, considered the Thunder Gods, but they use lightning.
Yeah, well, thunder's a sound.
Yeah, so why don't they just call him the God of Lightning?
Thunder is just the sound that lightning makes.
So they're the God of sounds.
Well,
if we want to be literal.
Thunder sounds cooler.
Yeah. I think God of Lightning sounds cool.
Yeah.
But I digress. So we got Raiden, the Thunder God from the Mortal Kombat series, and we've got Aang, the last Airbender, or the last Avatar, or the Avatar, not the last Avatar, the Avatar, who can control all 4 elements: earth, water, fire, and wind. So we've got round 1. We'll have it in the Mortal Kombat universe.
Okay.
What is Raiden's like home turf? Like, I don't even know that.
Earth realm.
But
he's a demigod, right?
Yeah.
So
he could go anywhere.
Travels wherever.
But we'll have it Earth realm.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Raiden versus the Avatar on Earth.
Okay.
Who you got?
Raiden.
Even though Aang could use his airbending and blow his no, he wouldn't be able to blow his electricity back in.
Keep going. See what you'll do. What will happen next?
Well, he definitely should not use water.
Yeah,
that's pretty dumb.
Will he learn this in time?
But he could use Earth to ground the electricity.
Raiden has a teleport. He has a flying thing where he goes.
Yeah, and then he runs into.
And then he has a Hadouken thing.
Yeah,
he has a bunch of different call lightning abilities.
He has a lot of obviously projectiles.
He also does a lot of punch. He's a martial artist.
He is a martial artist.
So it all comes down to the knowledge that each individual possesses. Because Aang obviously 4 elements. He can use all of them eventually. We're assuming this is
they don't know
game Aang.
Yeah, they don't know anything about each other.
That's right. So, Raiden fights a lot.
Yes.
Aang is a child.
Yes. Even though he's a very talented child, yeah, he beats Fire Lord Ozai. So yeah. The thing that I think is the biggest determining factor with this one is Raiden's lightning kind of negates 2 out of the 4 elements.
Right.
It's like you can't use water against it, clearly, and you can't use air. You could use
Earth would be your best. It's a counter.
Fire, I don't even think fire is going to stop it. So Earth would be the only counter to Raiden's lightning.
Let's take this into the Avatar terms, all right?
Okay.
Because lightning exists. Lightning magic, we'll call it magic, exists.
Yeah.
As a enhanced form of firebending.
Correct.
So the counter to fire in traditional Avatar terms is water.
Yes.
But obviously water does not counter lightning.
No.
So you have to go to earth.
Yes.
Which, the enhanced version of that is metal bending, which is, again, a conductor of lightning.
Very well thought out. This is true. Aang doesn't know how to metal bend, though.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Toph was the only one that could metal bend.
Inventor of it, yeah.
The thing with me is I definitely think Raiden has the upper hand because of his lightning, if he can catch Aang. Because Aang's very fast and elusive.
He's fast and slippery, but Raiden's pretty fast and
because of his airbending. So I definitely think Raiden has it in this element because I don't think Aang will be able to figure out quick enough, hey, okay, Earth is the only thing that I can use against this guy. And he is fast, but again, I think it's the spontaneousness of it, where it's like, oh, shoot, he used it, and then he doesn't know how to counter it fast enough in time. And again, Raiden...
If it was a chase, Aang would probably win.
Yes, I think, and the main factor is, like you said, Raiden fights all the time, so he's used to this, like, mortal-style combat, no pun intended, but he I think the intensity of his fighting would be a little much for Aang right at the beginning. And then by the time Aang would figure it out, I think it'd be too late.
Yeah.
So I've got Raiden also winning round 1 against the Avatar.
Okay.
So round 2, I don't even know what
round 2 is in the Aang's realm of
the Avatar.
The 4 elements.
Whatever that
Which nation?
is.
The Air Nation? The Air Nomads? The Fire Nation? The Earth Nation?
Well,
the Water
the
tribes?
capital, I think the ending of the movie, the ending of the series, he's in the Earth realm.
Okay.
Or the Earth
Kingdom.
Earth Kingdom.
Yeah.
Earth Kingdom. Ba Sing Se. There you go.
Sure,
that was
sure.
Dang, I don't know how I pulled that out.
Good job.
Yeah. So the series ends with him there. But the quote unquote Avatar universe continues on. That being said, I don't know how Aang goes. I don't know how he dies. Clearly he dies because...
Well, they have to have one Avatar to pass for the next Avatar, and they had made a show.
And they made another series.
I think it was natural causes, but I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that. But since we're going off of him in the first series with him younger in Ba Sing Se, this one's still a little tougher, but I think just because I think Raiden's like trying to find him, and in doing so, he uses his his Thunder God powers to like cause damage and destruction, and then Aang finds him, and he already knows he has this ability to use lightning, and he uses a formulated game plan to beat him. Does that make sense?
No. I don't understand what you're saying, but
yeah, because you're a Mortal Kombat fan.
Yeah.
So, because Ba Sing Se is huge.
It's a huge city.
It's a huge city. So Raiden's trying to find the Avatar, and in doing so, he uses his lightning And then that information gets back to Aang, and then Aang being the Avatar, he's got to deal with this.
Interesting approach. Okay.
Yeah, this disturbance, so to speak.
I get it.
So since he already has pre-exposed knowledge to Raiden's power, that factor alone is, I think, what gives Aang the upper hand in Ba Sing Se.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if we were going off of they just stumbled into each other in a dark alley, because that's, apparently where everybody roams nowadays.
Right.
That would be much more difficult for Aang to win. Mm-hmm. One, because he's young, and two, he doesn't know what Raiden's power is. But since Raiden is trying to find Aang, he's wandering around. He's shooting his
Raiden's on the attack, right?
Raiden's on the attack, so he's shooting his lightning everywhere.
Why would he shoot his lightning everywhere when he could just do lightning teleport or the fly move?
He doesn't know where Aang is, so he's like interrogating people, and then in doing so, he's electrocuting them.
We're adding casualties. We're adding crossfire to this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's not killing them,
right?
But he's like, torturing them. Like, where is he at?
Where is the Avatar?
Yeah, and electric. So, yeah. That being said, because of that scenario, I think Aang beats him. But if they just like run into each other on the street, I think Raiden beats him. But since I made up the scenario, I'm going with that scenario.
That's crazy. Well, I'll use Ba Sing Se as the battleground.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Aang can beat him. I'm not sure. I think it doesn't matter. I mean, I think he can beat him with the same knowledge that you provided, right?
Yeah.
Like, because he's not really a killer, right?
No, Aang tries not to kill anybody.
He's very
I don't even think he really does kill. He doesn't.
He does a lot of incapacitation.
Yeah.
So Ba Sing Se, Earth Kingdom.
Yeah.
Right? Made of stones.
Stones. Yep.
Easy to manipulate if you know.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a Mortal Kombat character called Tremor who does the same thing. He's an earthbender, essentially.
Really? I didn't know that.
That's okay. He's a minor character.
Okay.
So what Aang's going to do is he's going to just use all the elements around him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's mostly earth.
Yeah.
So he's going to throw earth wheels and discs and slabs and whatnot. And Raiden's going to blast them. But then he's probably going to get caught up from behind. And then he's going to get trapped.
Yeah.
And then he's going to go to prison. And then he's going to get his mind erased in Ba Sing Se. So
that's true. They do erase
right.
people's minds. That's
what happens.
Yeah.
So Aang wins round 2.
I think that is a great explanation for it. Because I forgot that Aang doesn't. He's very, very much a pacifist, and he doesn't believe in violence. Which obviously he does violence all the time.
Yeah.
But they don't call it violence. It's fighting.
Yeah. It's consequential violence.
Yeah, consequential violence. Even in the final battle with Fire Lord Ozai, everybody's like, you got to kill him, and he refuses. So
I just took away your bending.
He takes away his bending.
That's right.
So
that's worse. Fate worse than death.
Yep, for him at least.
Yeah.
So, all right. So got Aang winning round 2. Now they're in a cage. No powers, no bending, no lightning. Just hand-to-hand combat. Obviously, I feel Raiden's going to just
depends though. You took away powers.
It's true.
Does this take away his eternal ability that is like stays at the same age, or does he suddenly project 1,000 years in the future if he's now a mortal man?
Aang?
No, Raiden.
Raiden. You could say the same thing for Aang.
Well,
because Aang was frozen in for 100 years.
Okay. If the same thing, then we'll keep it. So Aang can keep his form.
Raiden keeps his
form.
We just take away their bending and the ability to shoot lightning.
The button pressing.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's just hand-to-hand fighting.
Hand-to-hand fighting.
Yes. And the form that they were in previously, just no special abilities.
That's right.
I've got Raiden.
I have Raiden defeating Aang.
Yeah.
Soundly.
Because it's an adult beating up a child.
That's
which is
an interesting sentence to say.
That's not good. Don't do that, people.
Yes.
But
let kids beat up other kids. Let adults beat up other adults.
Yeah, but that would effectively be what this is.
Right.
So, for better or worse.
That's okay. Aang will probably put like a good effort into it.
I think he'll put up a fight, and he'll definitely get a few shots in.
But he, again, is a very elusive character, and he uses his little his air ball, his air scooter,
but he won't have that.
He doesn't have that.
No.
So he's like, what do I do? What do I do?
He has to rely on his natural agility, which he does have a lot. Does. I mean, he's not
like he taught a whole Fire Nation village how to dance.
Yeah, so. He's not a slum.
Yeah,
but I definitely think it would be like the classic battle between the tiger and the crane.
Yeah,
they both could hit each other. Or I shouldn't say they both could hit each other. They both have power and they both have ability, but the tiger would be able to absorb punishment while the crane wouldn't.
Right.
So, Aang probably hits Raiden a bunch of times, but then Raiden gets one good solid strike in, and the fight's over. Yep. Tumbles, boom, unconscious.
We're thinking the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. So, even though I do think Aang can take some sort of punishment, but when you're built, I mean, that's a problem with, in our system, with 5 animals, you got the crane.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with the crane is that they can't take any punishment. So
they're all offense.
Yeah. They can hit hard. Mm-hmm. They can hit some of the one of the hardest strikers, but they're usually thin and lanky and they can't take much punishment.
And Raiden himself isn't the brute.
No.
He's not a tiger. He's more of a leopard.
Yeah.
He's also fast.
Yeah, very much so.
So I mean, he's also kind of like a crane. It's like 2 cranes fighting.
Kinda.
Because he's got more of like flowiness, more circular, more. I don't know if he's Tai Chi.
Yeah.
As his
main.
Not really like fighting style, right? But it's like that's kind of his practice. He's kind of the mediator. So who knows? But I definitely think Raiden will still win.
The size has too much to do with it.
The experience too.
Yeah, I agree. Size and experience, and again, because of the style of fighting he's used to, that plays a big factor into it. But let us know who you guys would think would win.
Who would win?
Raiden or Aang, the Avatar. It's funny because now every time you say that Avatar, you think blue people.
Do you?
I don't, but
I never do. Those are the blue people.
Those are the Na'vi.
Interesting.
Yeah, maybe we'll have the Na'vis fight someone. I don't know much about them.
They're pretty fierce.
They are pretty fierce. But moving on to our joke of the week. All right, this week's joke is, did you know that William Shatner had a denim jean store? Didn't go over so well because Shatner pants did not take very well with people.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Funny. I have a few jokes.
All right, let us have it.
So I knew a guy who lost 3 fingers in a work accident, and he went to the doctor and said, "Hey doc, can I still use this hand to drive?" The doctor says maybe, but I wouldn't count on it.
I get it. Wouldn't count on it.
And then another doctor joke. I told these to Richard yesterday.
Okay.
So I asked my surgeon if I could administer my own anesthesia, and he said, "Go ahead and knock yourself out."
Oddly enough, did you know that speaking of back to Philadelphia,
here we go.
When we went on the tour, they talked about stuff like that because
they made jokes like that. They made dad jokes.
Sort of. We passed one of the oldest hospitals in the country, and back in the day, they didn't have like what we consider anesthesia like now. So you could either get knocked out literally. Yeah, just someone takes whacks you over the head with it.
Standard issue like bat,
that would be a great question. I did not ask that question. Or if they had like,
excuse me, tour guide.
Excuse me.
How did they perform this?
How did they knock out people? And did they have a designated knocker outer?
It's like too much force, and they're not waking up regardless of what you do.
Exactly. Or you could.
What was the job description for this? Was it a special role?
Yeah. Or you could drink. Yeah.
Now I've heard of the drinking thing, especially in the Civil War.
Yep. They would have you drink.
It'd be like drink a bunch of whiskey before you take this bullet removed.
Yep. But the problem with that is it thins your blood.
And you'd end up bleeding a lot more.
Then you could end up bleeding out. So I think they figured out that was not the best way to go.
Yeah, they tried.
But most people chose the drinking instead of getting literally knocked out.
Yeah.
So
I'd like to see it happen before it's like, oh, okay, I'll take that option.
Yeah. They'll be like, all right, option 1 or option 2.
Brother Seymour is here to deliver your knockout.
Yes.
No,
then you're just like,
please.
all right, I'm ready. And then you brace for it, and then you're like, which one of y'all hit me?
It didn't take. Do it again.
That is pretty good. But all right, let's move on to our shout outs. Anybody you want to shout out this week?
I'm going to shout out all the people who have tested, since this video will air after the test.
We are having a test tomorrow.
But they will have tested on Saturday. So
yeah, shout out to all the test
all
people.
those people. I hope they're practicing. They need to practice.
Yep. So. Every now and then you get those people that they show up and you're like, you didn't practice, did you?
It is what it is.
And you're like, dang it. Got to work a little bit more, buddy.
I'm impressed with Kai and Lily yesterday.
Yeah.
Both of them performed their stuff. I hope they're both practicing, but they both knew their stuff.
Good.
So thankfully, I mean, they don't have too much to know in beginner ranks.
Yep.
So
I definitely think it'll be good for them.
I'm glad that they're taking it seriously.
Good. Good for them.
Especially Kai. He performed pretty good yesterday.
Awesome. Very, very nice.
Who are you going to shout out?
I agree. The same thing. Like the people testing. Great job. Hopefully you did well. We'll see tomorrow. But yeah, I think people testing, that's a good one. And just everybody that continues to support the dojo in multiple ways, whether it be the podcast or coming to class or doing events. And
that's right. We can finally do the thing. Shout you out.
Yeah, shout you out. Make sure you shout. Give us a cool story that we can shout you out with.
That's right. What happened in your life?
Self-praise is no praise, but when others praise you, it's good praise.
We're happy to do it.
Yeah, we'll do it for you, okay? Mm-hmm. So send us your shout-out stories of something you did well. Well, I will shout one out. Elsa texted me yesterday about her project where she was gathering materials and money for blankets.
Yes.
And they ended up getting like twice as much material for what they raised. They were granted $250. They ended up getting like $500 worth of material. So they have so many blankets, they don't know what to do with them.
Wow.
So they're going to be donating them to like the fire departments.
That's good.
She's going to be sending me pictures that we can, post and maybe give some away. So shout out Elsa.
Great job, Elsa.
She texted me that the other day. I don't know if she was doing that for the shout out. I hope she was, or she was just letting me know.
What? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter
because we already did it.
Yeah, we already did it. So yeah, she actually didn't text me. She emailed me that yesterday. So good job, Elsa.
Good job, Elsa.
Way to go. All right. Moving on to the final thoughts. Just kind of echoing the same thing we have all year. So make a positive impact in people's lives. Right. Let them know you care about them.
That's right.
Build somebody up, tell somebody hi, make their day. And again, we're here to build better people. So
pretty cool when you think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a good new influx of students, so that's always
honestly,
good.
Second shout out.
Yeah.
Every day I showed up, it seems like you had a new student.
We're getting more and more students
walking in, doing an intro lesson or signing them up.
We got another one today.
And honestly, UV performed really well yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Yeah, so good job, UV. That was awesome. But again, thank you for spending some time with us today. Thank you for continuing to support the show. Make sure you share the show.
Share the show. Now that you can see our face.
That's right. Don't be a Karen. Get sharing.
That's right.
So, but thanks for kicking it with us this week, guys, and we'll talk to you next week.
Kick it with us next week. Goodbye, everyone.